ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापत्कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणरघुनाथान्वितं सतं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य ईश्वरं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाया तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are reading Sri Isopanishad verse 15. Nagarjan Prabhu, can you call my mom and dad to join? Call them on WhatsApp. Okay, we'll get started. We have to wake up the sleeping souls. So I know that they're taking a nap, so we have to wake them up. Okay, Isopanishad verse 15 we have reached. So we had only last 4 verses remaining, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. I'll try to cover both 15 and 16 if it's possible, because both of them are same, exactly similar almost. And they go together very well. So if I cover 15, there is not much to do, much to learn in 16. So we'll see if we can cover both of these. Okay, so let's take both of these. And this is very nice. This is very important verses. So let's read and follow. Hiranmayena patrena
पात्रेण
सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखम् तत्त्वं पूषणपावृणु
तत्त्वं पूषणपावृणु
सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये Let's recite the next one also, and then we will take the translations. Actually, this has a very unique meter, so I'm not very sure about this meter, but people just recite it regular, like Brahma Samhita style. So we'll try this one. Ushan ekarše yamasurya prajapatya Ushan Vyuharashmin samoha tejo
Vyuharasmin samoha tejo
Yatte rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami
Yatte rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami
Yosavasau purusha soham asmi
Yosava aso purusha soham asmi.
Okay. Who wants to read the translation for this 15? You can, whoever is reading, please read both.
I can read.
Yes.
O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by a dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, Please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form and of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so you know that till verse 14, we read about Sambhuti and Asambhuti. So Asambhuti was what has no independent existence. Asambhuti was something that's material, something that's temporary, something that is dependent on the absolute, dependent on the Sambhuti. Whereas Sambhuti refers to Supreme Lord and his various features like Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. It refers to the abode of the Supreme Lord. It refers to the spiritual sky, spiritual planet. So it refers to something that is eternal, that is independent existence, that is not dependent on anything. So that is Sambhuti. So that is what we read about in verse 12, 13, 14. And last class, we also talked about how Bhagavad Gita gives us the knowledge of, little bit of knowledge of both Sambhuti and Asambhuti. Actually, a lot of knowledge about this material world, meaning Asambhuti, and some knowledge about Sambhuti as well, about Lord as well. But it doesn't go into details of the Supreme Lord. So then the verse 14 of Sri Isopanishad finished by saying that we should understand both Sambhuti and Asambhuti together. Right? That's what it said. Understand both of them. Try to understand the material world also. Try to understand the position of the Supreme Lord also. So understand how this material world is dukhalyam, how three modes are controlling you like puppets, how you are stuck in this world because of your enjoyer tendency, your lordship mentality. Understand the three miseries in this world, the four kleshas of this world. Understand how there is a covering of avidya in this world, how the body or the matter has to go through the six transformations, six changes, and there is no way to achieve deathlessness for matter. Matter cannot be eternal. Anything material, whether it's this body or material world, cannot be eternal. It is temporary. So all those things you should know. You should know both Sambhuti and Sambhuti. So a person, a devotee who has read Bhagavad Gita, who has read Sri Isopanishad this far, now he understands that I have to worship the Supreme Lord and I should not worship the impersonal aspect of Supreme Lord. I have reached this impersonal, this Brahma Jyoti aspect of the Supreme Lord. Up to this, I understand the Lord, right? Up to this, I understand. I understand the Brahman is pervading everywhere. I understand there is Paramatma within everybody's heart. So I understand all these things, but I want to understand the Supreme Lord now. But what is between me and the Lord? What is the obstruction? हमारे दोनों के बीच में क्या है? भगवान की ब्रह्म ज्योति. This dazzling effulgence of the Lord is between me and my Lord. So in both these verses, the devotee is requesting the Lord to please remove this covering, this dazzling effulgence. So think about this. Prabhupada has been talking about, has been condemning the impersonal aspect of the Lord, this Brahma Jyoti that people are trying to achieve right from the first verse of Bhagavad Gita. शुरू से ही प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं कि impersonal aspect is very incomplete understanding. Brahman is very partial understanding. This Bhagwan is the complete understanding. We need to establish our relationship with the Supreme Lord. We need to explore our relationship with the Supreme Lord, right? He's been talking about all that. But never until now, we saw directly devotee asking the Supreme Lord, I have had enough of your effulgence, take it off. जो बोलते हैं ना भगवान का नूर, आप इसको हटा दो. I want to see your face. I want to see you face to face. I want to see you eye to eye. I want to see you, the person, the beautiful Shyam Sundar form. I want to have loving relationship with you. Enough of this distance, this golden covering on you. That's so take it off. So both these verses, devotee is requesting Lord to take off this golden effulgence. So now look at this verse carefully, the Sanskrit. Hiranmayena patrena. Word Hiranya, reminds you of whom?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, what is the meaning of Hiranyakashipu? What is the meaning of that name? What does Hiranya refer to here?
I'm not sure, but it sounds like the one with golden effulgence. Guess.
So somebody who loves gold. It has two parts to his name, Hiranyakashipu, who likes gold. So he wanted a lot of wealth, right? He wanted to be very rich, very have a lot of money, lot of wealth. And it says something that he likes bed or sleeping because he was lusty after women, so something like that. But Hiranya refers to the gold, that he lusted after gold. So here Hiranmayena Patrena. Hiranmayena means golden effulgence. Patrena means dazzling covering. So even like these what is that called, like on these sweets, जैसे काजू बर्फी के ऊपर भी एक लेयर होती है ना, उसको भी पात्र ही बोलते हैं ना. So there is a covering, there is a little shimmery golden or silvery covering on certain sweets. So patrena. So patra means dazzling covering. So golden effulgence and dazzling covering. Satyasya means, Satya means who's Satya? The Param Satya, the absolute truth, is Supreme Lord. Satyasya pihitam mukham. This golden effulgence which is covering the face of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Pihitam means covering. Satyasya. Satyasya means Satya ka face ढका हुआ है जिस golden covering ने. So he's asking, वो supreme absolute truth को मैं देखना चाहता हूँ, उनके face को मैं देखना चाहता हूँ जो covered है by this dazzling effulgence, this golden effulgence. So, O sustainer, O maintainer, apavrinu, kindly remove. He's requesting. He's not like asking like Hiranyakashipu, I demand to see the Lord. Show me where is your Lord. Prahlad, is he in this column? He's not demanding to see the Lord. He's requesting the Lord. Please, I want to see your face. Satya Dharmaya. Now, this Satya refers to the devotee. Drishtaye. Please, to your devotee, show yourself to your pure devotee. Show yourself or exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. So, very nice verse. This is actually a memory verse of Isopanishad. We memorized we've memorized the invocation prayer, the verse 1 and verse 2 actually. And this is the next one to memorize if somebody wants to remember, because whenever somebody questions you about this understanding between impersonal and personal, so here it is very clear that we, or a devotee, a pure devotee, does not just want to stop at the realization of effulgence of the Lord. They don't just want to stop at the realization of Brahma Jyoti. They want to go beyond the Brahma Jyoti, which is covering the face of the Lord. So he's requesting to see the face of the Supreme Lord. So, and then next verse also, let me just show you quickly. Next verse also, he continues on the same theme. He first of all, he mentions many qualities of the Lord. So when you want to see somebody's face, somebody who's very shy or who doesn't want to reveal themselves, you will glorify them, right? You are so beautiful. You are my, well-wisher. You are my friend. You say all kind of nice things. So here, devotee is very nicely requesting. He's saying all these nice things to the Lord. He's saying, you Pushan, you are maintainer of this material and spiritual world. Ek Rishi comes from like Ek Rishi, the Keval Rishi, the first philosopher, the primeval philosopher. You are the first primeval philosopher. Yama, you are the regulating principle, like Dharma basically, or the seed-giving father, you can say. Surya, the destination of the devotees. Suri means Sura, or Surgan kaun hote hain? Surgan are devtas. So, jaise Asura is Daityas, Sura is Devatas. So you are the destination of the demigods or the Devatas. Prajapatya, you are the well-wisher of the Prajapatis. So he's reminding his relationship with various devotees, because Krishna is very pleased when we remind him of his relationship with various devotees. So he's reminding him, you are the well-wisher of the progenitors. Progenitors ya Prajapatis ke well-wisher ho aap. So then after saying all these niceties to Krishna, then he says, kindly remove this, withdraw this effulgence, this teja. Teja means effulgence from your form, and let me see this roop. Let me see this merciful, most auspicious, kalyan tamam roop. This जैसे होता है हम बोलते हैं गुह्यतमम. गुह्यतर means more confidential. Guhyatamam. When tamam word means most. So Rupam Kalyantamam, the most auspicious form of yours I want to see. Tatte Pashyami. So I can see this. I may see this most auspicious form of you. And then the last line is a little bit confusing because he says, if you read this line, he says, and now, so before he glorified the Lord and he mentioned the relationship of the Lord with all the other devotees, with progenitors, with demigods. Now he says, what is my relationship with you? Why should you show yourself to me? Because I'm also like you. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun as am I. What does this mean? What does this mean? Like unto the sun as am I? It means that I am like the sun rays emanating from the sun. I'm coming from you. I'm your part and parcel. I have the same spiritual qualities as you. Sun rays, like sun rays have the same qualities as the sun. Similarly, I have the same qualities as you. I am your child. I'm coming from you. So please show me your face. So in this way, he's really पहले simply बोल दिया कि let me see your, please let me see your face. I'm your pure devotee. And then he glorifies him and again requests to see the face of the Lord. So let's go into the depth of this. Aren't these verses very unique? Like we have ever seen this kind of, devotees directly talking to the Lord and asking to see his face? This is so amazing. So in purport, then Prabhupada has mentioned many points. And I have a slideshow also where I can quickly cover. Let me just open that actually. That way we can quickly cover some points. So basically, Prabhupada starts by talking about how Bhagwan is the most highest or topmost understanding of the absolute truth. Is this point clear to everyone? I want everyone to know this point. Who will tell me what are the three aspects of the absolute truth? From lowest to highest. The three aspects of the absolute truth. Yes, go ahead.
Is it the Sat Chit and Anand? Or, no?
So what are we discussing? What are we talking about? Impersonal and personal understanding of the Lord, right? So in that context, what are the three aspects of the Supreme Lord? Who will mention? Who knows? Sheetal Mataji will know. Yes, Surya Prabhu, please.
Yeah, is basically the internal potency, the Paramatma who is sitting within every living entity, the Brahman who is expanded all of the universe, and the Bhagavan who is basically the supreme personality of Godhead.
Yes. So Prabhuji, it goes like Brahman, then Paramatma, and then Bhagwan. Yes. Perfect. Yes. So Brahman is this effulgence, this Brahma Jyoti, the devotee is requesting to take off. This Brahma Jyoti is Brahman, right? This is the all-pervading aspect of the Lord. The next understanding is the localized feature of the Lord, which is Paramatma, which is within every living entity. And the third aspect is the Bhagwan. Okay, so Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. These are the three understanding. In a few minutes, I'm going to ask again, and I want to hear from somebody else next time. So, one of the points, so this is like Brahma Jyoti. One of the points we have to understand is that Bhagwan is the foundation or the root, the person. This is the person. He is the foundation. He is the root. He is the cause of Brahman and Paramatma. If there is no person, there is no effulgence. क्योंकि एक भगवान है, एक person है, उनमें से जो ज्योति निकल रही है, वो ब्रह्म ज्योति है, वो ब्रह्मण है, right? That Bhagwan is expanding as Brahman and as Paramatma. So that is why Brahman and Paramatma understanding are less than that of the Bhagwan understanding. So Avni, can you name those three understandings again? What are the three aspects that Prabhuji just mentioned?
The Brahman, the Paramatma, and Bhagwan.
Which one is Brahman?
Brahman is the impersonal one.
Brahman is the Brahma Jyoti, right? The effulgence. body, Lord's body is very effulgent. So that effulgence that is coming from his body, the golden effulgence, this is Brahman. And what is Paramatma?
Paramatma is the super soul, not the super soul. It's the she
Yeah.
just
It's the super soul. But where is the super soul? It is localized. It is within
oh,
each
yeah.
each living and non-living entity, within everything. So it is within. It accompanies the spirit soul. And who is Bhagwan? What is Bhagwan? So the third highest understanding is Bhagwan. So what is Bhagwan?
Like the person, like the
Person. The person. Okay. Now, who will tell me the analogy that is used to describe these three aspects of the Lord? What famous analogy is used to describe this? Like, how can you correlate this with something? Nagarjun Prabhu knows. Okay, go ahead. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Did you ask me? Can I?
Yes.
Okay. So there are multiple analogies that are given to understand the concept of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. The one that is given in Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada is about the sun rays. So there is the sun rays, which is pervading everywhere, which is similar to the Paramatma understanding. Then there is the or the Brahman understanding, sorry. Then there is the Paramatma understanding, which is the sun planet. And then there is the Bhagwan understanding, which is the personality, like the sun god, and that is the Bhagwan understanding. Other understandings that are also given about this is if we think about like the train that is often used, that is, some people, let's say somebody doesn't know what a train is, and they go to the train station to understand what a train is, to see the train. Then some of them just hear the horn of the train, uh, which is kind of the sound coming from far, and they think, okay, that is that is like the Brahman understanding. So they understand, they hear the sound, and then they, oh, okay, I know what the train is, and they leave. So they don't understand the further intricacies of what the train is. Then the next understanding is when they see that, oh no, actually it is a vehicle that is coming towards us. It is metallic, it has this color and that color and all that. And they look at that and they say, okay, this is, so they understand that there is a big thing that moves, and that is a train. And they leave. They understand till that point that, so that is like the Paramatma understanding. And then the if you wait further, the few people who still wait and want to see more intricately what a train is, they understand, okay, so there are actually compartments in the train, there are people sitting in it, there is a pantry, there is this, that, so all those details, the actual details, the full understanding is like the Bhagwan understanding. So Bhagwan, Paramatma, and Brahman is used like that also. And then the third, I think, which Nārangi Devi likes, is Nārangi likes is this one, the about like the transmitter, and how there is
Yeah, it's okay.
internet
Those two are fine.
for
Let's not
yeah.
confuse here. The most common ones are the one with the sun, sun rays, sun disk, and Suryadev himself. So Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So these are the three aspects of the absolute truth. Everyone should know these. Like they should be verbatim memorized, and we should know the analogies. We should know which one is the lowest and which one is the highest. So Bhagwan is the highest. So in purport, Prabhupada has mentioned the qualities of Brahman. That Brahman is also spiritual. That Brahma Jyoti is also spiritual. It is immortal, it is eternal, it is bliss giving, it is imperishable. That's why we say, right, Brahmachari, the one who walks on the Brahman plane is Brahmachari. Brahman pe chalne wala is Brahmachari. या ब्रह्मवादी, जिसको ब्रह्मन में मर्ज होना है, जिसको ब्रह्मन में अल्टीमेटली एंटर करना है, that is a brahmavadi. Yeah, we say this is brahma gyan. Brahma gyan means the knowledge of the the spiritual knowledge or Adhyatmik Gyan, the knowledge of the spiritual realm is Brahma Gyan. So Brahma Jyoti is also, it is spiritual, it is on spiritual realm. It is free from material contamination. There is no control of material modes there. It is unlimited effulgence of the Lord. It is sometimes called light of all lights. It is unlimited. And this is the light which lights up the entire spiritual sky. So this is the light coming from the body of the Lord, and Lord is situated in the spiritual world. So from his body, all this effulgence is coming, which is lighting up the entire spiritual sky. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you don't need any sun or moon or electricity or fire in the spiritual world, because my effulgence is lighting up the whole spiritual world. So the whole spiritual world is lighted up with his effulgence. Na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka. So there is no need for electricity, fire, moon, sun, etc. So Goloka, or the whole spiritual sky is basically self-effulgent from the effulgence of Lord's body. And it is spreading throughout. It is spreading through both the material and spiritual world. So these are the qualities of Brahma Jyoti. But Brahma Jyoti is a good understanding, but this is not where we want to stop. We want to keep going further into the details, into the depth. जैसे आपने ट्रेन देख लिया आते हुए, ट्रेन को सुनना या ट्रेन को देखना is not enough. The actual experience will be to climb into the train, right? Then you will meet people there. You will be able to chat, sing, have fun, or get to a destination. Actual destination will be reached only when you get into the train. तो जो प्रभु जी ने ट्रेन वाली analogy दी है, उसमें only just hearing the train or looking at the train is not enough. Similarly, Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma understanding is not enough. We want to go deeper. We want to actually see the Bhagwan. That's why devotee is requesting to see the Lord. Take off this covering. I want to see you so that I can have a relationship with you. I can have a loving exchange, loving words, reciprocations with you. So I can actually serve you. Imagine अभी अपनी वैदी बैठे हैं and वैदी के ऐसे बहुत सारा golden कुछ निकलने लग जाए so that Avni can't see her. She'll be like, what is this? Take it off. Remove this. I can't see you. I can't see your face. Take it off. I'm not able to talk to you because I can't see your face. So devotees are interested in talking to the Lord. They're interested in exchanging with the Lord. They're interested in having fun with him. They want to hear from him and see his expressions and his smile. Right? हम बोलते हैं ना, adharam madhuram, vadanam madhuram, hasitam madhuram, nayanam madhuram. So how would we see the adharam and the nayanam and hasitam? Like कैसे दिखेंगे उनके lips और smile और उनकी eyes? वो सब कैसे दिखेंगे उनके expressions और उनका eyebrows जब ऊपर जाती है, ऊपर नीचे जाती है, right? How would you see that? Because his face is all covered with effulgence. So impersonalist people are just concerned with entering into Brahma Jyoti. They are not really interested in, they just want to escape this world. They want mukti from the sufferings of this world, but they're not interested in exploring the relationship with the Lord. So devotees who are interested in establishing a relationship with the Lord want to go beyond that covering and want to actually engage with the Lord. So, but Lord is the source of that impersonal Brahma Jyoti, Brahman, as well as the Paramatma. Okay. So they're all coming from him only. So then Prabhupada has quoted some verses in the purport. He says that there are some people who want Brahma Sukha. Now, is there some bliss in Brahman, in Brahma Jyoti? Let's say there are these Gyanis who want to merge themselves and get mukti in Brahman. They want to go to Brahman. They want to go into Brahma Jyoti of the Lord. Is there some bliss there? Yes or no? There is a little bliss. It is Satchidanand, like you were saying. It is Satchidanand. So there is some Anand. There is some bliss. But it is not as much in proportion to the bliss that somebody has with Bhagwan. Okay. Is there some enjoyment in sense gratification? Yes or no? Yes. There is some enjoyment in eating rasgulla and gulab jamun, right? There is some enjoyment in that. So sense enjoyment, it does exist. So there is something called Bhoganand. Then after Bhoganand comes this Brahmanand, which means that to enter into Brahman also, after entering into Brahman also, Jnani people do feel some bliss. So that is Brahmanand. And then there are people like mystic yogis or people that sit in dhyan on Paramatma, and they appreciate the localized Paramatma within the heart. The super soul. They're able to appreciate the super soul. They connect with super soul. So they get Paramanand. But then there is something called Bhaktyanand. Bhaktyanand means the one that devotee feels. And it is described that Bhaktyanand, the love that a devotee feels in the service with the Lord, service of the Lord, exchanges with the Lord, relationships with the Lord, that Bhaktyanand is superior to any bliss that is experienced by the Gyanis, Dhyanis, or Bhogi people. Okay. So let's say Bhoganand or enjoyment from sense gratification is like a drop of water. Brahmanand, also some bliss. So it's like a bucket of water. Paramanand, maybe even more, like a pond of water. But Bhaktyanand is like unlimited, like an ocean of water. So ocean of bliss. So अगर वो एक drop है bliss की, वो एक bucket है bliss की, वो एक pond है, and ये एक ocean of bliss है. So in this way, the bliss is there in different activities, in different aspects of the absolute truth. But the highest bliss, the highest, deepest bliss, most sustainable and actually ever increasing bliss is with the engagement with the Supreme Lord. So actually it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse describes the relationship of Gopas with the Supreme Lord, that there are some people, I don't know why some people want Brahma Sukha. And then some people want Dasya Gati. Dasya Gati means they want to worship Supreme Lord in awe and reverence like a servant. जैसे नारायण की पूजा की जाती है. And then some people are Maya Ashrit. They just want to enjoy this world. So there are Maya Ashrit people. I don't know what these people get, this verse is saying. Brahma Sukha में क्या रखा है, दास्य गति में क्या रखा है, माया आश्रित लोगों को क्या मिलता है, ये क्या bliss है, क्या आनंद है. Ask the Gopas of Vrindavan, जो who are enjoying with, who are playing with the Supreme Lord in the forests of Vrindavan, who are taking cows and calves out to the pastures with him, and dancing with him and playing with him and teasing him and defeating him, and अपने मुंह का झूठा खाना उनके मुंह में डाल देते हैं directly. They don't even, they put something in their mouth and oh ये बहुत tasty है, कृष्णा को अच्छा लगेगा, अपने मुंह से निकाल के कृष्णा के मुंह में. So that is the sukha that Gopas are enjoying. So is that that's the level of sukha that devotees want. And then this is a very famous verse from some of you may have memorized it. This comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. This mentions the three aspects of the absolute truth. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwan iti shabdite. That people who are tattva vidas, people who know the Supreme Personality, they say that there are three aspects of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Which one? Brahman, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, meaning Paramatma, and Bhagwan. These are the three aspects. So, so these are the three type of people. So imagine this person wants mukti. He's focusing on the Brahman. Okay, he's trying to merge into the Brahman. This person is focusing on the super soul. So you see the super soul, Paramatma, the localized aspect within the heart. So he's sitting in dhyan and he wants, so this is a jnani vyakti, this is a dhyani vyakti. And what is this? This person is, we could replace this with like somebody who's chanting and thinking of the Supreme Lord. So this is the devotee. So in this way, Brahman and Paramatma realizations are very hard to achieve and they are incomplete understandings. So they are not only very difficult to achieve, but they are also not the topmost. तो मुश्किल भी है रास्ता और highest भी नहीं है. So we want not only the highest, we want also easy. So bhakti path not only gives the highest anand, highest bliss, but also it is easier to achieve. This is also some Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So Brahman is the effulgence, or यहाँ पे energy लिखा है, it is like effulgence of the Lord. Paramatma is the localized, and Bhagwan is the person. So we want everything to do with the person. So okay, this understanding may be a little bit difficult for some of you. Who here is familiar with the three Purusha avatars, the three Vishnus? Avni Vedai knows, Nagarjuna Prabhu knows, I know. Okay. So would you like to share, Avni or Vedai, one of you? What do you understand? What are the Even if you just tell me the names or just very grossly, you don't have to tell me the details.
I mean, we learned about it, I think, 2 years ago in Chobalas Prabhuji's class when we did the planetary system. And so what I remember is like the Karno Dakshai Vishnu is like it says here in the casual ocean, he's like the big one who's like, not the casual, causal. Sorry. And he's the one who's like, when he breathes in, like the universes go in. And like when he breathes out, the universes go out. And but then in each of those universes, there's a Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And from his navel, the Brahma comes out. And he creates like all the material world inside that universe. And then the Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma that goes into each jiva. And he's like the, I don't know, like the final one.
That's, So there are three, okay? Let me simplify this quickly. So Karanodakshai, Karan means cause. So he's the cause. Karanodakshai Vishnu is the cause of these universes. So from his body, or he's also called Mahavishnu. So from his body come unlimited universes. Every time he exhales, unlimited universes come out of his body. And when he inhales, the universes are annihilated and go back into his body, right? That's when Pralay happens. So within one breath of this Mahavishnu, the Mahapralay happens. So Karanodakshai Vishnu lies in the Karana ocean or causal ocean, and from him comes unlimited universes. Clear? Into each universe, so into each of these unlimited universes, Karnodakshai Vishnu expands as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, okay, into each universe. So, and from this Garbhodakshai Vishnu comes out Lord Brahma. So that's why there is a Brahma for each universe. Is that right? So if there are millions of universes, then there are millions of Brahmajis, because each Brahma is controlling only his universe. सिर्फ उनका अपने यूनिवर्स पे कंट्रोल है, वो उसको क्रिएट करेंगे, कंट्रोल करेंगे, right? So from Garbhodakshai Vishnu's navel comes Brahma ji, who will create that particular universe. And Garbhodakshai Vishnu is lying in the Garbhodak ocean. Now, Garbhodakshai Vishnu expands as Shirodakshai Vishnu into each and every living and non-living entity within that universe. So this Shirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma. This is the expansion that has entered into each jiva and is living alongside each jiva in the body, right? So Shirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma. Shirodakshai Vishnu is further expansion from Garbhodakshai. So Karanodakshai, universes come out. He lies in Karana ocean. Into each universe, Karanodakshai expands as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. He lies in Garbhodak ocean. From him comes Brahmaji. Garbhodakshai Vishnu expands into each and every living entity as Shirodakshai Vishnu, and he lies on the Shir Sagar or the milk ocean. So, you know, when demigods go to worship, which Vishnu do they go to worship? They go to worship Shirodakshai Vishnu. Shir Sagar pe jate hain na, milk ocean pe jate hain hamesha. You've seen that anytime there is something, there is a problem, demigods will go to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji will then take them to worship who? The Shirodakshai Vishnu. So in this way, there are all these three Purush avatars or Vishnu tattvas that we should understand. So Shirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma. But what this helps you to understand is that Krishna is located in his own abode in Vrindavan, and from him, so he's not taking part in we say that he's the maintainer, sustainer, creator, everything, but he is not directly participating in this material world. He has nothing to do with this material creation, maintenance and annihilation and all this. He is doing that through his expansions or through his energies, right? So like inferior energy, superior energy, or through these expansions that you saw, these are doing the work for him. So this is very important to understand. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He is just engaged in his various rasas, various relationships, various mellows with his devotees in the spiritual sky. He has nothing to do with this material world, with its creation, maintenance, and destruction. Yet, since he is the cause of all these energies and expansions, he is indirectly controlling everything. So he does not take direct participation in material world, but he controls everything through the three Purush avatars and through his various energies. So that Supreme Lord who resides in his abode eternally is where we are trying to reach. So, so that person is the source of this Brahma Jyoti. That person who is located in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan, is the source of Paramatma also. And that's who devotees are interested in. Is this clear up till here? How, when we say Krishna is supreme maintainer, sustainer, creator, and annihilates everything, it's because he is doing that through his expansions and through his energies. Yeah. So then, Prabhupada has given.
She basically takes.
Prabhupada has given some understanding about this same analogy that Nagarjuna Prabhu quoted about sun, sun rays, and sun glow. Is this analogy clear? Who will be able to repeat this analogy when asked again next time? Next class I'll ask again. ये sun की analogy. उसमें ब्रह्मन परमात्मा और भगवान को sun के साथ कैसे correlate करना है? Everybody, I want somebody to be able to give me this analogy perfectly, because this is like the core principles of our Krishna consciousness. This is these are the words of Prabhupada. This is and we should try to present the knowledge as it is. So Prabhupada has given us this knowledge, these analogies of like train and sun, and so we should know this. Okay, so the goal of Gyanis is Brahman. They're trying to get mukti and trying to enter into Brahma Jyoti. Yogis trying to reach Paramatma. They sit in dhyan on the super soul within. And Bhaktas are trying to reach Bhagwan. So this point also should be clear. And then Prabhupada has mentioned various verses like Brahma Samhita verses, Bhagavad Gita verses, where he talks about kingdom of the God is so wonderful. It is so variegated. This is the difference between Brahman and Bhagwan and Bhagwan's abode, Lord's abode, that in Brahman there is no variegatedness. Variegatedness means there is no variety. Like there are no different rasas and exchanges and emotions. There are no like friendships. There are no parents, and there are no animals, and there are no trees, and so there is no rasa. There is no exchanges. There is no variegatedness. Whereas in this abode of supreme abode of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, there are all kinds of activities going on, all kinds of rasas going on, all kinds of pastimes going on, and different mellows. So and Krishna is exchanging relationships with multiple people at the same time. So many people are engaged in service. So many people, somebody's dancing and somebody's playing music and somebody's singing and somebody's taking the cows or calves out with him, or somebody's doing different things basically. So in this way, there is variegatedness, there is variety. So each and every devotee's desires and needs will be fulfilled in the kingdom of Govinda, in the Golok Vrindavan. So whatever you want to do, whatever your service is, whatever is close to your heart, that's how you will be able to serve the Supreme Lord. Because there are so many variety of things going on. Like just like Prabhupada created this Krishna conscious movement for us, in which we have so many services. Whatever your propensities are, your talents are, your skills are, you can engage accordingly. So he gave us so many services. That's why he says that this is like a piece of spiritual world. Each of my temple is like a piece of spiritual world. Each of my community is a spiritual community. It is like a representation of Golok Vrindavan. It should be like Golok Vrindavan, where different people are engaged in different services. So so that is the difference why Brahman is not our aspiration, because there is no service there, there is no exchanges there, and it's very dull, dark. It's very, even though it's so effulgent, it's very dreary, depressing place for us, because devotees want to have fun. And then Prabhupada has also quoted in purport that it is the nature of the jiva to be anandamayo bhyasat, and only from Krishna, who is the source of eternal bliss, can one directly exchanging in his service, can one feel the bliss. तो इसलिए हमें ना तो हमें beyond demigod जाना है, we have to go beyond the universal form, we have to go beyond the Sankhya Yoga, we have to go beyond Brahma Jyoti, beyond Paramatma, and we have to come face to face with the absolute truth. So those are some understandings. I have more, but I want to hear from other people. Anybody has any questions or understandings they want to share here before I go further? क्योंकि फिर next verse हम quickly cover कर सकते हैं. But if you have any, Nagarchand Prabhu, you want to add or share anything? Acha, where does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita that out of all different type of these yogis, dhyanis, jnanis, the devotees are the best? Which verse of Bhagavad Gita does Krishna say that? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Chapter 6.
Is it like the last verse of chapter 6?
Yes, yes.
I think yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mata.
Very bold. Yeah. So Krishna is saying yogi nam api sarvesham. Out of all type of yogis and all type of spiritualists, madgate nantaratmana shraddhavan bhajte yomam. So with faith who do my devotional service or bhajan. So sama yuktatmo mata. That in my opinion, those are the best type of spiritualists. So those who are doing my devotional service. So bhaktas, devotees. Okay, let's go to the next one. So next one, again, we saw that devotee is still asking Krishna to show his face. He's saying, please remove this covering. But he gives various qualities of the Lord. So he glorifies him. So ये devotee बहुत intelligent है, वो बहुत chatur है. So he's giving the qualities of the Lord. He's saying, oh, maintainer of the universe, Pushan, है ना, philosopher, all these regulating principles we talked about before. And then he says, please remove this transcendental rays from your body, this effulgence, so that I can see your form of bliss. And then he says, you are the eternal Lord, and I am spiritual in nature. Now he gives his relationship to the Lord. कि मैं भी spiritual हूँ nature में, just as the sun and its rays are the same qualitatively. So just like sun and sun rays have the same qualities, similarly, I am also qualitatively same as you, meaning that I have also come from you. Just like sun rays come from sun, I have also come from you. So, which means I am your child. You have given birth to me. I have come from you. So, I have a right to ask you that please, show me your face. I want to see your face. And then in purport, Prabhupada has talked more about how we are qualitatively same. I think you all understand that we are qualitatively same as the Supreme Lord, Satchidanand Roop. We are part and parcel of the Lord. And then Prabhupada has also talked about the meaning of Bhagwan. That all these qualities that are mentioned, that he's a maintainer, he's the philosopher, he's the regulating principle. So all that is why he's called Bhagavan. We often hear this word, but we don't understand its meaning. So Bha means a guardian, one who fully maintains. So we know that Krishna fully maintains. He provides everything that we need in this material world. So with his energies, with his expansions, he has provided us with all types of material elements to enjoy in this material world. If you want to enjoy separately from the Lord in this world, he has made he has given all facilities. So he maintains this world completely. So he's the guardian, Bha. Ga means he's the guide or leader or creator. So Ga means that he creates, he leads, he guides, he he's the one who establishes dharma, and that's why he's called the regulating principle, yam. He gives us the yam and niyam, the rules and the regulative principles by which we should live this life. So he's the guide. This you should do, this you should not do. So he has given us all of this through his devotees and through the scriptures and through the guru. So through Guru Sadhu Shastra, he teaches us, he guides us, he leads us. ये करना चाहिए, ये नहीं करना चाहिए. So that is why he's Ga. So he has given us everything in this world, and he's guiding us, leading us. One means everything lives in him and comes from him, and he lives in everything. So vas से ये word आया one, जिसमें कोई चीज contained होती है. जैसे we say भगवान के साथ हम बहुत सारे examples देते हैं कि जैसे बलवान means somebody who possesses bal. Yeah, Gyanvan, Dhanvan, who possesses Gyan or who possesses Dhan, like that. So Bhagavan means somebody who possesses all the living entities within him, and everything is contained within him. So he is within and without. वो इस दुनिया में भी है और नहीं बाहर भी है. Right? He's entered into this material world through his energies, through his expansions, through his plenary portions and portions of plenary portions. He's maintaining, creating, leading, guiding, sustaining, and destroying this world. But also he's outside of this world. So every living being is also coming from him. So he's basically possessor of everything. He's the proprietor of everything. So Van ka matlab hota hai jo who possesses something. So Dhanvan means who possesses dhan. So Van means somebody who's the proprietor or the possessor of something. So in this way, Prabhupada has given a breakdown of this word Bhagavan. Bha means guardian, Ga means guide or leader, and Van means somebody who contains everything. Then these are various qualities of the Supreme Lord further given. So, and then another key point to note in this particular verse is that devotee is requesting the Lord to show him his face, to exhibit himself. He's not demanding. He's requesting. So, जैसे कि भगवत गीता में भी अर्जुन ने request किया था कृष्णा से कि please show me your Virat Roop, please show me. And then when he was scared of the Virat Roop, then he asked to see which form. जब विराट रूप से वो बहुत डर गया था because he thought विराट रूप was very ferocious, very difficult to behold. It was very scary. So then which form did he want to see? What was the next form after the
Chaturbhuj form.
Chaturbhuj form? Yes, he wanted to see the four-handed form of the Lord, the Narayan Roop or Vishnu Roop, Vishnu Murti form of the Lord. And then after that, which form did he want to see? So जब भगवान को प्यार से बोलते हैं तो भगवान अपने devotee के लिए कुछ भी करते हैं, right? So he was ready to show whatever Arjun wanted to see. So he showed him.
Virat. After the Virat, then 4 and then 2.
Then 200. So then he said, please come back to your original form. So his original form is the 200 Shyam Sundar form. So Krishna came back into his Shyam Sundar form. So so Virat Roop bhi dikhaya Arjun ke कहने पे, 400 form bhi dikhaya. क्यों? Because there is a relationship with Arjun. There is a loving exchange with him. He wants to satisfy his devotee. He wants to please his devotee. So just like devotee wants to satisfy and please the Lord, Lord also wants to please and satisfy his devotee because there is a relationship between the two. Just like we have a relationship with somebody, we want to, reciprocate with them. The Dati Pratigrinati. So, मेरे भक्त को ये देखना है तो दिखाएंगे. So, ये भक्त भी in these two verses is very nicely requesting that, okay, I have understood you have this Paramatma Roop, you have this impersonal form, this Brahma Jyoti, all this. But this is enough. This is not enough for me. I want to go deeper. I want to see your face, your pleasing, beautiful, Ghanshyam Roop. That's what I want to see. So in this way, he's requesting. So Krishna ko force nahi kiya ja sakta. You cannot say ki, oh, I am so powerful, I demand that you show me. No, you can request him. You can try to please him, satisfy him. So, okay. I don't think I have too much else to share because these verses were very straightforward. So please share anything else you want to share or any questions. Prabhupada said in the purport of Mantra 16 that by meeting the personality of Godhead himself face to face, the devotee experiences the most auspicious feature of the Supreme. So the takeaway point is that the Lord's Bhagwan aspect, the 200 form, is the most auspicious feature. And you saw that it was said in the verse also that it was the most auspicious feature. It was, what did it say? A Kalyantamam Roop. So Rupam Kalyantamam. And then Prabhupada also said he ultimately awards the desired results of the devotional service by giving himself to them. So Bhagwan apne aap ko de dete hain to the devotee. And the devotee of the Lord can see the Lord eye to eye by his causeless mercy. So you can only see the Lord by his own mercy. And what do you have to do in return? You have to make some efforts. So the Lord helps his devotees reach the supermost spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan, and a devotee can see him eye to eye and face to face. So in this way, by his arrangement only, you can see him face to face. But what do you have to do before that? You have to make some efforts. You have to show that you want to establish a relationship. So for that, you have to, on a daily basis, follow a certain disciplinary practices, even if you're not able to chant in that mood of Nayan Pabe Neera ya fir Pulak Sharira, you cannot have those things just yet, but you still do a duty bound chanting. ठीक है, अभी मन नहीं लग रहा, अभी रस नहीं आ रहा, but Krishna sees that, okay, my devotee still wants to establish a relationship with me, but he's stuck in this material world where there is covering of anarthas and avidyas and ahankar and whatnot. So he's not able to focus on chanting, but he wants to come back to me, he wants to see me, and revive his relationship with me. So that effort is needed. जैसे दामोदर लीला में था ना, ऐसे थोड़ी ना था कि वो मैया यशोदा ने बोला लाओ अपना ये ओखली लेके आओ, और कृष्णा ओखली लेकर आ गए और बोला कि रस्सी लेके आओ और यहाँ पे आके खड़े हो जाओ और अपने आप को बांध लो, ऐसे थोड़ी ना था. शी टॉयल्ड, शी रैन आफ्टर हिम, शी स्ट्रगल्ड, शी वाज परस्पायरिंग एंड शी वाज आउट ऑफ ब्रेथ, हार्म रही थी बुरी तरह, उनके पीछे भागते भागते थक गई थी उनको पकड़ने के लिए. और वो पकड़ में तब आए जब उन्होंने उनका एफर्ट देखा, and then he let her catch her. So he will let us catch him. He will let us see him. He will let us have loving relationships with him. But when he sees, he will give that mercy when he sees our efforts. So when she made that effort, then he let her catch him, and then he let her tie him. उसके बाद भी उनको struggle किया, tie भी नहीं करने दे रहे थे, हमेशा 2 उंगली छोटी रह जाती थी रस्सी. So then finally he let her tie him. So in this way, we have to show some effort. So even if there is a struggle in reading, hearing, chanting right now, doing so many services, it's everything is a struggle in this material world anyways. Even, material practices, those are also difficult. Everything is difficult. So why not pay attention? Why not engage our attention towards spiritual difficulties rather than material difficulties? तो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में हम इतना प्रयास करते हैं, तो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में प्रयास करने से कई गुना ज्यादा फल मिलता है. Okay, that's all I have to share. Thank you so much for joining. Let's hear from others. These were some important concepts. We should know the understanding of impersonal Brahman and Paramatma. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. We should know the analogies of sun and the train. We should know the 3 Purusha Avtaras and their functions. We should know which understanding is highest and which type of spiritualist is trying to attain which type of aspect of the absolute truth. So ये सब basic हैं जो बार-बार repeat होते हैं प्रभुपाद के purports में. So when you're reading Prabhupada's books, it becomes easy if you're familiar with these basic concepts of mentioned in this verse. Okay, let's see. Sheetal Mataji, Nagarchan Prabhu, you want to share anything? Okay, then we'll stop for today. Anyone, if you're available, please stay around to chant. So we finished verse 15 and 16 actually. And next time we'll take verse 17 is long. So we'll just spend time on 17 and then, so we have 2 more verses to go. Okay. Mancha kaltarubhascha kripa sindhuve च पतितानां
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
चंद्राय राधिकाय
चंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः.
श्री ईशोपनिषद की जय.
जय.
गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
जय.
To the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.